Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld Rome Let's Play. It's been quite a while since we've picked up last, but I'm going to keep recording these whenever I can, which is not very often, but I am currently sitting here with some time on a Sunday to myself, so I am going to try to crank out a video here, and again, whenever I have the opportunity, I'll try to record more. So, we are back at the outpost where Katya and Libas have finally arrived. So we have 5 people here now. Everything is going okay back at the original base. I've not been paying a whole lot of attention to it. It's just kind of running itself at this point. Food seems to be producing well enough. We have, almost 30 meals there, and they're constantly making more. So, I'm just kind of letting this all sort itself out, but as you can see, I've spent about a half hour before recording this just setting up what is going to be the core of our new city here. So this is going to be the fort that we sort of build around. So the plan is to have it more or less square with the entrances to town in the 4 cardinal directions, and within those entry points we'll have sort of a district in each corner, like so. But this fort here is going to house quite a few people, if I can help it as well. So what I've tried to do is keep a center courtyard open, and then have all of the housing sort of merged with the outer defensive walls. So in these walls we have a 5x5 room. So the whole thing, including wall, is 7x7, but the interior space is a 5x5. And these will be our main sort of defenses for the fort. I'd like to put in probably 2 of these, as well as one of the longer range ballista. The way I want to do that is have, let's see, do I have access to them in security? I believe I do. Where is, crossbow, okay. So, basically, no, already screwed that up. I mean, it could be there, potentially, but I don't know that that's a great spot for it. In fact, no, that won't work. So, what I intended to do was put it here, and then another one there. So, those will cover, essentially, this area here, and then with that one, that basically gives this an attack radius of, like, that, more or less. And then obviously we'll have that in every corner. But in addition to those, I want the long-range ballista set up like, I don't know where exactly. I guess here is fine. Or something like that. We'll leave that space open so that it can fire on pretty much the entire map. And then, of course, not only will we have that one, but we'll have one here and here and here. So we'll have those 4 that can bombard anything that enters the map at any range, and then of course when the enemy gets closer, then we can shift people to the crossbow or scorpion turrets that will provide more focused fire. So obviously we'll put that off until much later, because that's going to require very expensive materials that we don't necessarily have at the moment. We'll also have a scorpion turret or crossbow turret here, facing, right, it was that one, facing outward like so, and another one there. I don't know if I necessarily want to put them in here, but we are going to have that same sort of kill zone in there with the iron bars across, so that anything that wanders in here can just get completely obliterated without being able to take advantage of the cover offered by the embrasures, because again, the bar fence will be in the way, and that's only going to offer a very small amount of cover, versus if they could get up against the wall, that would offer them a large amount of cover. So, as far as the gates go, we're going to have essentially this exactly. It's just, transplanted onto here. And then, of course, I have all these little rooms. There is, 6 in each corner, so it should be 24 in total. Obviously, these are a little bit smaller, but they should still be adequate. And then they're only enterable from the interior, where these are enterable from either one. I may change that. So what I was considering doing is having one of these be the primary entry point, and so, for example, I could close these off, and then this wouldn't be a bedroom so much as just an entryway to the actual walls, and then these would only be enterable from the walls, and that would give me 16 living quarters in here, and then I could turn this into a bit of storage or just leave it open. So what I'll probably end up doing is I'm not going to put walls there for right now, and I will fill these rooms first, and then the ones that sort of enter the gatehouses will be the last ones to become bedrooms. Ideally, I won't need them at all, and I can just have them be sort of like fortified entry points. Because again, we're only going to have a small portion of our overall colony living in here, just the primary legionnaires and stuff. Everybody else will be living in the districts that sort of surround this, because they'll have, you know, more direct jobs. And then, as you can see in the courtyard here, I have little fenced off areas, and the size of these may or may not change. I can push them out maybe another tile in both directions here, so down and to the left, or down to the right, up and to the right, etc. You get the idea. But these are going to be training areas, I guess. So what I was planning on doing is, with our floors, I'm going to run some packed dirt paths through the center here, as we've done in the past, and then like have a sand pit with a fence around it, and then in that little sand pit we'd have the martial arts targets, like here and here and here and here. So we'd have a couple of spots where, you know, people could come in and just sort of train on these dummies. And then in addition to that, we would have, you know, some archery targets. Let's see, that does just barely fit within the fence. I can modify that to sort of work better for the archery targets. But anyways, the point is, these will be little training areas, or I'm trying to think of like what else would go in a fort. Feel free to offer suggestions as to what these others could be, because we obviously don't need multiple of these. For example, the martial art targets, having 4 of them is probably more than sufficient. I have 6 up here, and very rarely are more than like 1 or 2 being used at a time. So I think 4 is still more than adequate. But yeah, that's the plan. So we're gonna have this get built first. We'll move our people into it. Then what I'll probably do is have a very small moat around this, and then we'll go ahead and build the districts one at a time. So if this corner finishes first, then we'll have the southwest district built, and go from there. But we'll obviously need to continue shipping people over as this place expands, as well as continually expanding our growing zones and stuff to accommodate them. Let's see what else. Between episodes, we've had a couple of animals join us. So over here at the outpost, we had 2 bull mastiffs self-tamed. So we have Dodo and Dazzler. I'll keep them, I guess, because they can help with hauling. And then Hercules, the Arctic wolf, has joined us down here. And then we've also received a bandit camp quest. I have not looked at where this is yet, so let's go ahead and take a look at that now. The reward is Healer Mech Serum, which isn't super roleplay friendly, but, you know, still a useful item that we could sell or maybe make use of if we're really desperate. We have 17 days to do this, and there are 10 enemies. It did not say who is, or which faction this is, so it could be quite difficult. It's actually very close to our original fort, though. It looks like it's Pact of Aranyo. So, what faction are they again? Not them. Not them. Not Sparta. Okay, so Pact of Ranyo is a savage tribe. So I think that is something that we can definitely do. If it were the Black Fiends, I'd be a little bit more hesitant, because they are, of course, going to be armed with firearms. These guys are not. And 10 tribals is really not that bad, especially if we can send 6 to 8 legionnaires to go deal with it. So I think we will do that because we actually do have a lot of people just kind of hanging around with not a whole lot to do at the moment. But we will wait until the following day to send them, and it looks like we have enough pemmican to make the trip. In fact, we could probably get away with not sending any food at all because it's so close, but we won't do that. We'll play it safe. Anyway, so let's get rolling here. Stilico, if you are currently bored, then I do have a task for you. Go ahead and pick up a piece of wood, and we're going to go ahead and burn this while everybody else works. I'm probably just going to ditch this assassination quest, or request, because we're not really in any position to do that. By the way, that comes from the Rim Cities mod. Somebody had asked me a long time ago, I think, what was generating those quests, and yeah, it's the Rim Cities mod. I'm pretty sure I responded to the comment, but just in case I didn't, or if anybody else is curious, that's where they're coming from. What else? Oh, ATS. Right. So, trying to recall exactly what happened. Where is he? Oh, interesting. It's rendering both images. So, Demosthenes, former prisoner, finally joined us. In fact, there's a couple of prisoners who whose resistance has been broken, and so they'll be joining us relatively soon. He was the first, and so he has joined us. And I took his armor because he's not really in need of armor. He is a scholar and pretty much nothing else. So that armor is now on ATS, and ATS's armor went to Gallo, although it's looking kind of weird in his portrait there. It looks fine here though, so I'm not sure what's up with that. But anyways, yeah, so we had some armor change hands. Are you riding a wolf named Desperado? Oh, did Desperado join us too? I thought it was just Hercules, but I guess not. No, Desperado apparently joined us earlier than that. Well, let's get Hercules trained too. You guys have a bond. Don't want you riding wolves, only horses. But go ahead and get that wood equipped. And let's throw it onto here. And hopefully that will burn all the way through without being interrupted. But if not, we can come back with more wood. Why is he not throwing it? I'm not sure what's going on there. Can you not get it that far, or what's the deal? Okay, you know what? Switch. We'll have you drop that for the time being. Go ahead and lob it. Still not doing it. Wonder if this mod is broken or something. It has been a while, so any mod updates that have happened in the meantime could have potentially ruined stuff. But yeah, it doesn't look like I am able to start that fire. It also looks like, let's see here. Where is it? There we go. Livestock should not be allowed in this area. Oh, there it goes. You know what? I think it's because the animals are in the way. Did that really just explode? I don't know what's going on here. It shouldn't explode, it should just start a fire. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Come on. Just throw it, man. Okay, well, we'll have to come up with another solution for that, I suppose. Go ahead and equip that. Equip the Pila. Whoops, that should be your sidearm. And yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, as you were. That didn't work. So we'll need to figure out a different way to go about that. Let's expand this in the meantime, because otherwise we're going to have issues with our sludge backing up, and we don't want that. We don't want that at all. Okay, it is actually starting to back up over here, so we'll need to do something about that. And I suppose if there's nothing else going on over here, we'll jump back to the outpost and see how this is going. So this area is now fully walled off, at least for the most part. Oh, we just had another recruit. Not home. Roof. There we go. We'll build a roof over that. And we can do a bit of this as well. Let's see who the new recruit was. Timoleon. Timoleon. Where are you? There you are. What are you putting on right now? Wearing bearskin fur cape. Oh no, don't do that. That is for very specific people. Timoleon, don't grab a shield either. So let's see. You are a fighter and a miner, maybe a builder. Okay. Okay, well we do have some equipment for her at least. It doesn't look like we have any tunics though. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Timoleon. Let's see, assign. First of all, herbal medicine. You should attack enemies, not flee from them. And we'll put you in soldier garb. So she should automatically remove the stuff that she's currently wearing. And why don't you go equip that? And also you can equip this. We'll need to get her a helmet and a set of armor as well as a sword and, well, a gladius specifically and a pila. But for now that's at least something. Okay, do we have that queued up? So tunics, we should always have one handy. As far as this goes, triple disc armor. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I don't recall which helmet is which up here, so I'm actually going to delete these and then queue them up in the order that they are up here. So hopefully I recall that next time I need to make one, but yeah, so they're in order now. Don't need one of those at the time being. We'll just ask for one of the standard, and I would prefer that that was made out of bronze and made by somebody fairly skilled at crafting. We're actually a little bit low on bronze. Do they have enough to make the helmet at least? How much do I need? 40 and 10 cloth. Okay, so we do. Also, I'm gonna set the parameters for this even though I don't intend for it to be made, just so I don't accidentally hit +1 and then we get like a random steel helmet or something. But yeah, we should have enough to make that. And then as far as armor goes, I think we'll ask for a couple. Actually, no. Let's not do that yet, because that requires 80. So yeah, we don't have enough bronze for that anyways, and I don't want bronze getting used up there. In fact, for the buckler, I'm going to turn that off as well. I want to make sure that we get that helmet. Okay, we should also go to here and set up her work priorities. So, animal handling we'll put down at 4. Hunting, I'll leave at 3 for right now. Construction I think is fine at 3. Quarrying and mining, actually, we'll say mining at 2. Construction, yeah, those are fine. Animal handling, I'm going to put hunting down at 4. So I want her building and quarrying at 3. Mining at 2. And then hauling and cleaning can be at 3 as well. Who's starving? Gogua? It's because he's on a mental break, not because we're short on food. Though we could be doing better on food. We actually have quite a bit of smoked meat. Do me a favor and haul that inside just so it's not going to deteriorate. But we have a lot of smoked meat, and we have rice piled up. So food isn't that big an issue here. We just need to actually get on top of it. What are you doing? Are you our primary planter? Oh, Gogua is. Okay. Well, Gogua, I need you to go eat. And then I need you to plant that rice, otherwise we're going to fall behind on it. So let's see, we have all of that done. For the interiors, I'd like to do the same limestone flagstone that we've got in here. But that means that we're going to be competing for resources on the floor versus the walls. So I think, for the time being, I will just do... Let's see, maybe just the packed dirt so that we have something where the plants won't continually grow. But eventually, you know, we'll pave this. I just figured that's something that will at least streamline the process. Because again, if we just leave it regular dirt, we can have trees or bushes grow in here, and that will eventually cause problems. Though, with the area roofed off, it would be very rare to see that, but it could still, you know, be a problem. Let's also harvest that, and we'll see if that happens before they just cut it for the floors. Hopefully they do. I'm also going to ask that these get moved out of the way. Got food poisoning over there. It looks like we are staying on top of the meals, though. What is this? Ah, the helmet. Cool. That was actually very, very fast. And some cougar meat right away. Looks like another tunic as well. So Timoleon, you're refueling the campfire. Why don't you come throw this on first? Just so we don't forget or somebody else snatches it. We have a good quality tunic there. Let's see. Do me a favor and face me. Okay, that works. Just making sure her hairstyle doesn't clip really, really badly with the helmet. It's fine. I can live with it. Also, we'll have to see if they get around to putting in... let's do something about this. Silico, you're not busy. I need you to go kill that wolf. He might need backup, but what are you up to, Kaibo? Why don't you go help him out? Yeah, we don't want people fighting solo necessarily. Oh, okay. Well, apparently it didn't matter. Go get yourself patched up. And actually, Kaibo, why don't you... know where to haul it? Okay. We'll leave it there. They should come grab it whenever they can. There actually is space, though. Oh, well. We killed, before I started recording, we killed a cougar out here. And it disappeared relatively fast, so I'm pretty sure they're on top of that. I don't need to worry about them, you know, grabbing it necessarily, as long as it's not forbidden. And if we jump back over here, you guys are still working on the walls and stuff. So, in terms of the walls specifically, I've done all embrasures on these, just because, again, I do want the scorpion or crossbow turret here firing out of the center. Otherwise I would have broken it up like I did over here, but I decided it was probably fine like this. But on the walls here, I've just done small sections of embrasures because we're not going to have enough people to occupy every embrasured slot. Therefore, having the cover of the wall makes a little bit more sense, so that the people who are using the embrasures can get behind full cover if they need to. Because even behind the embrasure, they are still somewhat vulnerable. So if they're wounded or, you know, taking especially intense enemy fire, they can at least get behind this and have a little bit more protection. Of course, that's true over here as well, but we'll try to come up with a solution for that. One thing I was considering is just dropping like a block right in the middle, so that if they really needed to, they could get out of the way. I unfortunately can't do, and this is another thought I had, like a secondary wall in here, just so that nothing that was fired through the embrasure could go all the way through the tower. For example, you know, if somebody's sitting here firing this way at an enemy, and we have people aligned here firing out this way, a missed shot from that enemy could come through and hit the people behind this guy. And while that is unfortunate, there's not a ton I can do about it, just given the layout of this. Because if I want those scorpions there, we can keep things rolling as I mention this. If I want the scorpions there, they need 2 tiles. So all I could really do is put one like here. And maybe there. I could do like a diagonal line. But I don't know that that's going to offer much. So I'll probably just leave it be. There are other things I could do rather than walls that would serve similar functions. Sort of like, let's see. Like any of these fences would essentially have, you know, the same function, because I don't know, they can be fired through, never mind. We'd have to find something that was completely impervious to pass through, just like a wall is. But, I'm not sure it's worth it. But that was a thought I had. Another thing we can do while we wait here, I don't have any cloth, so for starters, all of our furniture is just gonna have to be purely wooden beds. We can do the UN wood log beds like we've been doing. So if that's the entry point there, I think we'll have one here and maybe another one there. And I think I will wall this off. And then we'll do the same on this side. As soon as this autosave is gone. There we go. Okay. And let's grab these floors, because at the very least I would like something on the ground there. And we'll do the same here. I'm going to run it up this way as well. And then fill that in and fill this in. Okay. So at least that section of the fort will be finished. And since everybody's asleep, let's speed things along a bit. But yeah, we'll have those 4. That will allow me to move 4 of these people into those rooms, and then we can leave 1 person here. And as soon as we start, you know, completing another quadrant of this, I can go ahead and move them out, and then we can just tear this down completely. In fact, what I'll do is we're gonna go ahead and make these beds, but after we move people out of their current beds, I will just have them move those beds into other rooms so that we're not wasting materials or anything, or time for that matter. Alright, so it looks like we've got most of this fencing done here. So I'm not sure how exactly I want to set this up, but essentially we'll have, you know, that layout, and then on the interior we'll have a little sand pit. I don't know what the difference is between the sand versus the soft sand. Looks like beauty -1, cleanliness -1. Versus if we go with the soft sand, it's the same. It supports less though, I think. So we'll probably just go based off of appearance then. We'll decide which one we like the look of better and go with that. But yeah, so anyways, we have that laid down, and I'm planning on, got an Arctic wolf coming in hot. Wow, there's a lot of blood out here. I think they're going after this hen. Yeah, hen 3. I don't really have anybody out here to deal with that, which is unfortunate. Kaibo and Gallo, I guess, are going to have to be the ones. So go attack that wolf. The hen's probably going to die just because I don't have anybody that can get out there in time. But we'll at least get the wolf and prevent it from killing anything else. Hen is down but not dead. Oh, now it's dead. Okay, so kill the wolf. Nice shield wall. Okay, wolf is dead. Let's, at the very least, make sure we turn both of those into food so that nothing is wasted. And, okay, that egg is fertilized, so I'll just leave it there. Hey, Gallo, why don't you haul this? Oh, that's a tree. No room. Okay. fair enough. Will that egg hatch before it deteriorates? I think it probably will. So I'm just going to leave it, and we'll see. We are a little low on hens, though. So that's kind of a shame that we lost that one. We only have 3 versus we have, what, 4 or 5 roosters? I don't know what this chick is. Okay, so female, that's another potential hen. And then the egg could be a hen as well. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Arctic Wolf Revenge is over. Hen 3, yeah, died. And then unfortunately, Libas has had a mental break over here. So, he is going to be out of commission for a while, which means we're not going to be getting any fresh pemmican. But what can you do? And I've completely forgotten to send out people for our little quest. So let's do that now, even though it's a bit late. Just so I don't forget again. We're fighting 10, right? 10 enemies, and they're tribals, so we shouldn't need too many people. Who can I spare? Let's send Stilicho. He's been kind of bored lately. Remus, I'll send you to Aetius. You're going to stay in charge. Alexandria, I don't know about you. Kaibo, you can go because I know you're a good fighter. Ursus, you can go. I'll send Vivian too. So that's 5. Bilarar can also go. That puts us at 6. And I think I'll send 2 archers. So we'll send Ashura and Z doesn't have any armor. You don't have any armor either. So I think it's going to be... Let's send Artemis. So that's 8. I don't have enough horses for them, so we'll probably have to send them on foot. Actually, I do have enough horses here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Oh, that one's not old enough yet. So 6. A little bit short. I guess I could have the others ride wolves just to make this go a little bit faster. Oh, and I missed a horse there. Okay. In that case, not sure which one would be best to send. I guess we'll send Potema. And it doesn't really matter who rides what. I just need everybody mounted up so that they move a little bit better. So there we go. Remus and Stilicho, okay. Actually, do have one change I want to make. Tergo is Stilicho's horse, so we'll just swap that. Okay. Now we need to send them with some food. Let's give them 500 pemmican. Right, I'm gonna have to make sure they can actually eat that. So let me check real quick. Okay, so now when we hit 500, it should actually register. There we go. And do I want to send them with anything else? It's only about 2.5 days worth of food, which is not a lot, but I don't think it's going to take us very long to actually complete this mission. I'll also send them with 16 herbal medicine just in case, and that should be enough to get them going. So let's choose our route. It's right there, and off they go. Let's see how long it actually takes them. Of course, collecting all the stuff that they need is probably going to take a lot more time than actually travel, or traveling will. But I'm hoping this whole thing can be resolved in like a 24-hour period, if not less. But again, we'll see. Back over here, how are we doing? Is Libas still wandering? Yeah. Still wandering around. Not too happy about getting bit by that cobra, I guess. Oh, there's one bed finished. And most of that fence. Let's grab, you know what? Rather than doing sand twice, since we actually want to take a look at how these kind of compare. Let's do soft sand in this one, and then we can see which one we like better. But it looks like a lot of the flooring in here has been finished, and a good chunk of the walls. So it won't be too long until we can actually start moving them into here. My only concern is keeping up with food, because we had a long period where that rice wasn't growing, and it looks like this got replanted first, though he did miss some spots, obviously. We just don't have a whole lot of rice stacked up, so I don't know how well we're going to do in terms of food for the next little bit, but I guess we'll see. We can always ship food over from the original base if we have to. I would just prefer that this place become self-sufficient sooner rather than later. Okay, so the caravan is away, and let's see. It says it's going to take them, 0.1 days to arrive. So probably be able to resolve that by the end of this episode. How are we doing over here? We've got a lot of iron, decent amount of steel, very little copper, and no bronze at all. Though the bronze isn't supposed to be stored there anyways. Yeah, we have 8 bronze. Can we get more bronze? This is all copper out here, so that will not be super helpful. Oh, let's make sure that lynx gets collected. I might mark that bear for hunting just because I'm a little bit wary about letting it wander too close. This is all bronze right here. Oh, that was very fast. Okay, so they've arrived. Before we handle that, though, I just want to make sure we have some bronze queued up for harvesting. That's all copper. We can tear all this down out here. That's more copper. Copper. I mean, we can make bronze out of copper if we truly get desperate, but I'd rather just harvest it already ready to go. So that's, all copper. I guess we're gonna have to deconstruct this little place here. So we'll tear that down. Let's also go into floors and remove those floors. There'll be floors underneath the walls as well that we can grab. So let's check out this situation. We've got 3 tribals visible. Do we want to stay mounted, I guess is the question. Since we are running... Oh man, the game is not happy right now. Okay. Since we are running primarily melee characters, I think it might be wise, because they are going to be fielding a lot of archers. In fact, it looks like almost all archers. So this will allow us to close the gap more quickly. Let's split our forces. So I'm going to take 4 of you. That was 5. Okay, 4 of you. And send you this way. And then the other 4 are going to go the other way. Let's see if I can just get the 3 of you at the bottom there. Alright. It's going to take a lot of micromanaging. But here we go. Okay. So Bilarar, I would like you to go melee attack. You know what? I'm actually going to need to take one of you. Vivian, I guess. Send you over here. Remus, that's your target. Stilicho, attack one of them. And Ursus, I'm going to have you attack the other. Actually, you go after Cockroach. Stilicho is going to go after... What's her name? Peboirabal? Peboirabal? I don't know. Anyways, that's the plan over there. Over here, Kaibo is going to engage Tiger. Melee attack Tiger, please. Sure, we'll do it that way. Bilarar is going to melee attack out here. Actually, you know what? Go further and attack Gago. Artemis, you can start shooting there, and Ashura can start shooting here. Alright, so let's see how this goes. Wow, that was a one shot. Go after red then. And Ursus, you're coming up on Cockroach. Kaibo's already downed that one. Go ahead and go after that guy. Vivian, I would prefer you melee over here. And you two keep shooting at Squid. Oh, there's another one. Go on, get in there. Okay, quest complete. They're fleeing. We're not going to let them get away, of course. Who can we grab here? Yeah, keep throwing down. Okay, any other ways in? Doesn't look like it. So Stilicho, can you get inside? You can, okay. Why can't we see inside here? What's going on? Let's claim the doors, I guess. We'll claim this door. But I don't know why it's not showing us the interior. It should. There we go. So just beds. Lots and lots of limestone beds. I do have a use for limestone, but it's going to be really hard to transport because it's heavy. So instead, I think we will grab prisoners. And maybe just be on our way. Who is worth actually taking, though? There's actually a lot of... In fact, most of these people are still alive. So let's look at them. We'll grab everybody we think is worth saving, and then we will head back. So we have Zola Raybor, who is a creepy breathing brawler that hates dumb labor. That's unfortunate because dumb labor is something I always have use for. At least he's a brawler with no shooting skill, but it looks like outside of melee, mining, and intellectual, he's not going to have much to offer. So, probably not going to bother. Cockroach is a kind night owl that hates social, but he is a very good fighter in both respects. He's got passion for mining, so he could become a decent miner. And also a little bit of passion and skill in planting and medical. He is a bit old, though. And let's see. He is quite beat up at the moment. Okay. We're going to have to triage here. I don't think they will tend effectively enough while we're on the move. But I think Cockroach is a definite yes. He doesn't have anything associated with old age. So no bad back or anything like that. Frail torso. Guamentra, she is much younger. So hopefully she's... Oh, wow. Passion in a lot of things. And moderate skill in a lot of things. Hates dumb labor, though, which again is unfortunate. And psychically sensitive, so... that could cause a lot of mental breaks as well, but I think she is still worth saving. You are still alive, Red. Good fighter. Misandrist, who is also lusting for blood, really, really doesn't like men. So she's going to be kind of a problem. Health, let's see... Destroyed foot, that's probably going to be a deal breaker. Because she's going to have a pretty severe movement penalty from that. And she's also going to die very shortly here. So I don't think we're going to be able to save her in time. Or if we did, she'd still have permanent debilitating injuries. So probably going to pass. And then this unpronounceable name. Undergrounder, too smart, annoying voice. Cooking and crafting are things that could be useful, and then we can basically lock her inside and she won't mind. And it looks like she will learn quite quickly at these. So she might be worth trying to save. Let's look at her health first. We did take a leg off, unfortunately. Death in 5 hours. Well, she's not a fighter, so the leg... We could give her a peg leg and just basically put her in her crafting room, and it wouldn't matter as much. So maybe. Cabrin, the scout, really not a whole lot to offer there, unfortunately. And it looks like you have been cut up pretty bad. She could be worth saving as just like a janitor type character, somebody that just cleans and hauls. So she's not totally useless because she does, or she is still capable of dumb labor. So I'll think about it. And Gago, careful shooter, undergrounder. I think you are potentially worth saving. Ooh, asthma though. You know what? I'll still save her because we might be able to cure the asthma. But she has a lot to offer in terms of skills and doesn't really have any downsides, at least in terms of traits or anything like that. The only real issue is, again, that she's old, so she's going to start suffering some age-related issues like bad back or frail torso. And then the asthma, of course, will slow her down. But, you know, we'll see. I'm going to try to grab all these bows, too, because we can use them for targets. Squid is just dead, so nothing really doing there. We can try to repurpose that into some iron. Did I look at you guys up here? So Tiger, Super Immune Night Owl, maybe. Just because she doesn't, again, really have any downsides. Not a lot to offer, but again, nothing really bad either. And should be pretty easy to save. So maybe Guamentra. I feel like I did look at you. And Kind Undergrounder. Yeah, there's a couple of people that are worth bringing back as prisoners. So I will sort that out between episodes, I guess. I don't know when the next one will be. Again, it kind of just depends when I have free time. So I will probably play a bit longer. If I have more time today, I'll maybe record an episode 2 and post it later in the week. Just so you guys have more than one episode for a while. But again, that depends on whether or not I have the time. So anyways, I'll go ahead and leave it there for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you. I do really apologize for the lack of videos, but again, I'm quite busy with my new job, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for the foreseeable future. So I will continue posting videos when I can. I'm not going to just completely abandon the channel, but do expect there to be pretty significant gaps between videos. So thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.